Ready, Set, Continue. I'm Mike. I'm your host. You know what goes on here. We're back. This is another kind of walk on the dark side type video. So I had said that I was going to do some personal stories of Skillman Institute. Before we get into this, I kind of want a little sip of some very nice whiskey before we get into this. Something to sip off of. Creepy candle type of shit going on. So I'm just going to, kick back and just kind of talk to you guys about my personal experiences with Skillman, give you a little bit of a history of the place. It was, what was the official name? North Princeton Medical Institute, I believe, is the official original name, and then it was eventually transferred to Skillman Institute. So what exactly is the Skillman Institute? The Skillman Institute in New York by Princeton is basically a small community, a small housing community, but it was an actual insane asylum. Many buildings. When you go through the main entrance, you got the guard towers, or guard buildings, and then it's like huge building after huge building, little pond / lake, boathouse, some open fields, and just like smaller smaller housing units that were like for not just patients, like pregnant patients and such, but also workers there, doctors and nurses that actually live there on the premises. So there's several buildings. I mean, I've gone there many a times, but I never ever got the chance to see every building, which I would have loved to see. Unfortunately, I don't know what the current status is of the place, because a lot of the place has been torn down over the years. Oh, that whiskey is brutal. Anyway, so I've heard of the myth many times. Weird New Jersey had run an article or two about the Skillman Institute. There were reports of kids being in there and seeing someone, apparition of a woman being basically crucified on the wall. There's been all sorts of other events that have transpired there. There, in particular, like, I had been in various buildings and didn't really have much activity, really. But then we had heard about one of the buildings that was dubbed the Snake Pit. It was said that it was the most, or the highest in the way of activity. Now, part of the history also, so you know, is that at some point they overcrowded the place and started to house the criminally insane inside the walls of Skillman Institute. I don't know offhand if the Snake Pit is actually one of those buildings, but I've been told that they were housed all around. So, that being said, moving forward, so one day, me, my friend Josh, his girlfriend Lori, and my ex-girlfriend Binka, I think it was Binka, we decided to go down there. So we had driven around and we finally found the snake pit. Me and Josh decided to reluctantly go inside and start looking around. Even though it was creepy, it really wasn't. It was more of, oh, this is a creepy building, just like any of the other Skillman buildings. Because keep in mind, at this point, I'd seen a bunch of the buildings. I'd been inside. Nothing paranormal really happened. It's just really cool to see like a dilapidated old, a sane asylum still standing. So we had checked out some of the floors upstairs, gone around, and then we had decided to go down into the basement. When we went down into the basement, the way that it goes is, when you come down the stairs, there's a T intersection. Rooms down this way, rooms down this way, but then behind the stairway is a hallway that goes back, and there's like a metal grate that's on the floor, like some sort of pipe was exposed, and they just put some metal down to cover it. So we had come down, I think we peeped right, left, and then decided to go backward, or back behind the stairway to some of the rooms. It started when we had just started to walk down that way. I forget if it was me or Josh that had said something, but one of us had said, did you hear that? And the other one replied, no, nothing. But then in reverse, the other person heard something, and it was right when we had gone to this, it was a big open room. Nothing was in it, but all over the walls were pictures from hunting magazines all over the place. So we left that area and made our way back, and when we had come to the T intersection, it was it was gray, maybe less than 3 feet tall, and transparent, and it looked like it was quick. It ran and dissipated down into the ground, just downward. We obviously freaked and turned around and went up the stairs, and the entire time we just had this feeling like something was right there in back of us, and on the recording you could even hear us oh man, where I forget which way we went, it's which way was the exit, and then something freaked us, and you could just hear us screaming, go. I don't know if it was him, me, or both, but we're go, 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 and we booked it out of the place. Later on, we get back to my place and we start listening to the recordings. It's me and him in the bathroom, one headphone in each ear, and we're listening. And the times that we said, "Did you hear that?" you could hear it was almost as if someone was breathing on the microphone. Now I've done EVPs before. I know how to properly do it. Don't put your finger over the microphone. Don't put it near the microphone. Don't move your hand. Keep it as still as possible. Very flat, and that's how I did it. It was a very basic recorder. Had the microphone at the top. Red light would tell you, and it would be right next to it. And my hand was halfway down the recorder, so it wasn't even close to the actual microphone. So you get those two one for each. And then when we started booking up the stairs, I hadn't even realized it, but you could distinctly already hear both our feet on the steps, but you could hear something step on the metal grade behind us, which was at the bottom of the stairs. And I don't know if that was what propelled us to run or what, or actually it's afterward is when we really booked it out there. And but it was very weird to hear that metal grade be stepped on when we knew that no one was behind us. So then later into the recording, when Josh asked, which way is the exit, it's very stereotypical, and I hate that it's stereotypical because a lot of people are like, whatever. But hey, it's what was on the recording. I swear to God, it really is what happened. But you could hear a voice say, "Get out," twice. One not a little bit fainter, and one that sounded almost like on top of the recorder. And that's when we booked it out there. We've gone there before and just stared at the building without going in. And if you keep staring, you'll see figures moving around at some point. You'll see eyes looking back at you. It's a very terrifying building. And like I said, I've been in, quite a bit of like creepy places, and I gotta say, Skillman, especially that snake pit, really took the cake. I was also I'd gone with a friend of mine, Justin, and we had been in there, and just like walking around, and like there's like an open area in like a lunchroom, and this marble ball just started rolling across the floor toward us, and we heard like a creak, like step, and we lost it. We're like, we're out of here. We're getting out of here. Done deal. This is creepy. But yeah, so that's my Tales of Skillman. I'll share some more ghost stories with you. But hey, I shared a ghost story with you. Why don't you share one with me? Leave a comment below. Tell me what's going on with you. Like, if you have any cool, creepy stories. Maybe they aren't quite cool. Maybe they terrified you, and you want to get it out somewhere. You could be anonymous. Whatever. I won't judge you. Trust me. Here at Ready, Set, Continue, we're not going to judge you when you're of sound mind. So, so I'm going to end it there. I got a bunch of stuff to post to you guys. Well, by this time you probably already saw the other stuff, so this is past tense to you. But this is current time for me. Maybe we're just doing a Mandela effect and riffing through time. And speaking of the Mandela effect, I notice all of you really love the Mandela effect. I love that subject. I'm going to dive into some new stuff. Give me a little time to. I want to find more examples. It's kind of fun, but kind of terrifies me at the same time. So because I have like 1,001 theories, and when you really dive into it, it can really be a terrifying idea if it's one of 100 different possibilities of what exactly is going on. Or it could be that we just all remember shit totally different. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. I'm going to regret that sip. Love you all. Mike the host. Ready, set, continue. See you soon. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.